How's it going, guys? I'm your host Carbine Gaming. Welcome back to this week's Adventure Quest video. And for today's video, I have a very special video because I'm going to be talking about the new game engine update that just recently hit the game, and with it we have some stat changes. Actually, it's only a very there's only changes mainly to one stat, and that is dexterity. But I do have quite a lot of thoughts on it, so yeah. Probably long awaited video for some of you guys who might be active in my Discord. But we'll go through what the changes are first, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. Okay, so game engine 45.77. So first off, decrease stat bonuses to blocking from dex over 8 plus luck over 40 to dex over 50 plus luck over 50. This is a huge nerf to blocking. Player blocking at least. So we went down from 37.5 MRM, which is what we had originally, and right now we only have 10. Yeah, this is huge, guys, which means it is quite a heavy nerf to the dodge slashing build, but that's not all, so I'll go through everything first. Next up, we have increased stat bonuses to BTH from stat times 3 over 40 to stat times 4 over 50. So this is just a very small increase to the bonus. It's like a 1.25 increase to BTH, something like that. I'm not really sure. Originally it was like 18.75 if I'm not wrong, and then now it's like 20. Okay, so yeah, very small increase to BTH. Monsters blocking has been increased, and monster BTH decreased to compensate. Now, we do not know what the exact values are for this, but from what I've been hearing from a lot of people, okay, even those who are not in my Discord, and even for those who don't watch my videos, so this is not just me, and this is not just my community, these are from actual players, okay, who are not really part of any community, okay. They have said that it is getting increasingly harder to hit monsters, okay, so that is obviously not a good thing. Next up, increased strength bonus, weapon damage from strength over 160 to strength over 80. This is essentially doubling how much strength is doing, but honestly, you're doubling a small value into, even if you double a small value, end up you're still going to get a small value. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So now essentially you get a extra 5% damage bonus from strength, which is really not a lot if you ask me. Like, it's insignificant. Okay, and they fixed some messaging when the engine estimates attack damage. Okay, currently in testing, range damage now starts at times 0.75 damage and increases by times 0.06 per turn to a max of 1.29 times damage. This applies to weapon attacks and spells. Skills plus spells gets half the modifier, starting at times 0.875 and gaining 0.03 times per turn to a max of times 1.145. Alright, so that's all the changes. So overall, what does this mean? This means that overall we have slightly lesser MRM, but monsters BTH has also been decreased. According to testing from some people, okay, they said monsters BTH has been decreased by about 30 plus. Original monster BTH at level 150 is 38. Okay, these are not like official values or anything. These are like values from players who have done the calculation. So all of these values may be wrong, so take them with a grain of salt. Okay, they said that monsters BTH has been decreased by about 30 plus to compensate, something around that. So the monster BTH right now, if they are assuming that testing is correct, it's less than 10. Yeah, so this does make up for the MRM debuff that we get. Overall, is it a nerf to the dodge build or is it a buff? And I'm going to answer you guys right now by doing a small little test. So let's go ahead and try that out. I like that, what do you call it? The blocking, okay, bonuses no longer mainly come from dexterity. So if you have a lot of luck, you're getting like 85% of the blocking already, which is really good. I like that they are decoupling blocking from dexterity finally. But is this too much? Let's test this out. Okay, so I'm just going to do, let me see here. What was it again? Man, it's been a while since I last played dodge slash. See, you can hit through this. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, this guy has dexterity, so he should have quite a lot of BTH as well, at least more than normal or something like that. I can't remember what the BTH values are. Main stat, right? Strength, dexterity. Okay, he has 2 out of the 3 main stats, so he should have pretty high BTH. And okay, So from this very short testing session, it looks like BTA, oh okay, you managed to land a hit. That's fine. By the way, if you guys are seeing some crazy MRM values on the monsters, don't worry, this is all part of the update. This is normal. It's not that it's too crazy whereby every monster is going to dodge every attack. No, but there is a change. Okay, we'll go through that a little bit later. Right now we are testing our own MRM. So far I would say dodging hasn't really taken a huge hit. Like, it's still fine. Oh, okay, we got hit again. Done. Okay. A little bit of a hit. Yeah, I would say it's a little nerf, but then again, dodge slash is like the best build in the entire game, hands down, because you can just dodge every single status effect, dodge all the damage, whatever, all that. So yeah, it does need a little bit of a nerf. Is this... Oh my, he landed another hit. Is this too much of a nerf though? That's my question. 37.5 down to 10. Do you guys think it's a huge nerf? I mean, monster BTH was decreased as well. The exact values we don't know. People are guessing it's by 30 plus. So yeah, this is all just wild guesses. All in all, I still feel that dodging did get a little bit of a nerf based off this like little bit of testing here. In the past, I don't think this guy would have been able to hit at all. But yeah, dodging does deserve a nerf. So actually, I'm okay with this. This is a okay change for me. The stat bonuses to BTH as well as increased monster MRM. This is the one that gets people ticked off. And why do I say that is because, okay, we'll just do a very simple test here. I'm using this armor because it has 3 hits. So yeah, you guys can see I missed 2 out of the 3 hits. Let's see how many times I've missed. In the past, if I'm not wrong, I think Pinata only had like 40 something MRM or something like that. So if you take into account the increased MRM as well as our slightly increased BTH, overall it's a nerf to accuracy according to many players, okay, with their own testing. In my opinion, I think this is really bad because it just means that battles are going to take longer and they are not even supposed to be taking that long, or they shouldn't take that long in my opinion. Like, sure, you want boss fights to take longer, you want players to struggle, have a challenge against them, that's totally fine with me. For regular mobs, in my opinion, battles should be quick, battles should be fast, battles should be easy. You know, it's just there for like the lore or the story aspect of the quest. It's not really there to like make the players think about how to get past them or something like that. I think that's very dumb because these minion monsters, regular mobs, they should be chunked down very quickly, like what they are in Dragon Fable. If you want to give us a challenge, you want to make us stay like 10 turns against a monster, do it for the bosses, not for regular mobs. This decrease in accuracy, yeah, really bad change. I don't like it at all. Okay, then there are players who are trying to sugarcoat things. I don't understand why. Like, you guys know me. If it's good, I'll say it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. I just give very honest feedback. And look at this, man. Look at how many times I'm missing. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, this is just a testing. I'm not trying to go crazy or anything. But yeah, from preliminary testing, okay, you guys can see I am missing quite a lot of hits. And that is no good because it means battles are going to last longer. Battles are going to be a little bit more difficult. More importantly is the last longer part. Nobody wants to sit around for 5-10 turns against a regular monster. That's just not fun. It's boring. Okay, and I think overall that will hurt the game. So if they want to do any adjustments, I'll say continue, maybe buff up player BTH a little bit, or maybe decrease monsters MRM by a little bit. Again, I don't know what the exact mathematical values are, but in my opinion, like, all of that is not super important to me. What I find most important is how it actually works in a practical situation, how the gameplay works out. Sure, you can argue that mathematical balance is important. Yes, to some extent, I do agree with you. Of course, it is important, but at the same time, you want everything to make sense in a practical setting as well, not just on paper. So if everything is balanced on paper, let's say, for example, right now, if MRM and BTH is balanced, I don't know if it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But take, for example, maybe it's balanced right now, but players are missing so much. That's not a fun gameplay experience. So you want to change that, even if it means unbalancing some things by a little bit. I don't know, but you player experience should definitely come first, and it's not a good player experience to have to keep missing and, you know, be stuck against a regular mob for many turns. Next up, the increase in strength bonus weapon damage. It's 100% increase, but it's not a significant increase. Okay, what point did mention on the forums, okay, that accuracy and blocking, wait, hold on, let me see here. Where is it? Warriors receive a 5% damage buff to compensate for the accuracy loss, but 5% damage buff is not going to compensate for this accuracy loss. Let's be honest here. Okay, the damage buff is too insignificant for it to matter. Okay, you could miss an entire skill. Doesn't matter even if they give a 100% damage buff. Okay, that's not how you counteract things. Alright, so please don't nerf the accuracy. That's all I have to say. 5% is not significant as well. If you want to give it like a buff, maybe give it a bigger buff. I don't know what's a good value. Maybe 10%. 15% might be overdoing it. Maybe 10%. Yeah, I think 10% is probably fine. Again, this is just me guesstimating what I feel would be appropriate values. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be mathematically balanced or OP or what. But yeah, I feel that 5% is just way too insignificant for it to even matter. You know, you might as well not do it. Like, it's going to be a difference of how much damage. Like, if you're doing 100 damage, it's like 5 extra damage. If you're doing 200 damage, it's 10 extra damage. Not a lot, not going to make a big deal. Alright. Let's see. So, all in all, I think that's about it for this. Oh, no. The ramping damage for rangers. Okay, this is, I believe, is the most important part of the change. Ramping damage, I like the idea. Okay, so what they're trying to do is mage burst damage, warriors consistent damage throughout the whole battle, and then rangers ramping damage. Okay, this, in my opinion, I feel that it is too underpowered. Okay, people are saying ranger was overpowered before this update. I don't know if that's the case on paper, like on mathematical standards, but or maybe it's just because I don't play the ranger build, but I find that ranger is not in any sense overpowered whatsoever. Ranger is like the weakest build out of the 3 or 4 main builds. Like every time I see either new comments on my videos from returning players, from casual players, from new players, comments on Arctic's Entertainment official Discord, comments on or posters on the Reddit, or posters on the Battleon forums from new or returning players. They are always asking advice on warriors, mage, hybrids. Rarely do I see anyone asking about rangers. I don't know if it's big. So I have no idea why people feel rangers are overpowered. Maybe it's because of the lack of equipment that rangers have, not so much of the stats. Yeah, I think that's why. So the staff are obviously doing quite a good job this year of releasing more ranger equipment. So maybe that should help to balance things out eventually. So yeah. Okay. Ramping damage, like I said, I like the idea, but the execution, once again, it falls flat. The staff has good ideas, I have to admit, but every time the execution, like, or at least most of the time, it just falls flat. It's usually not enough. Like this ramping damage, I think it's too slow, and why I say this is because a lot of things are based off this 20 turn model. Okay, it's an outdated model. Everyone that I've spoken to agrees with it. The staff has also agreed that it's an outdated model. I have suggested for them to stop using this model altogether because it is outdated. Battles don't last 20 turns. Okay, what I mean by 20 turns is every time you go into a regular quest, you fight 2 battles and then you heal. So within the 2 battles, you're expected to take 20 turns total. So it's on average, it's 10 turns per battle. Players don't spend 10 turns on 1 battle. That's just not realistic. Maybe 5-6 turns at most if you're slow. But players don't spend 10 turns. For builds that can burst, and that's really quite meta, battles last like what? 1-2 turns? 3 turns max? And that is why rangers will never be good, because the ramp up is just way too slow for it to be effective. You want to go either warrior for the steady damage, or you want to go mage and just burst down everything. Why would you sit around in ranger waiting for 10 turns in order to get your full damage potential? Like, it doesn't make sense at all, and that is why I feel that the ramping damage is just way too slow. I feel like they could ramp it up a bit faster, or they could make the base starting damage a bit higher. I did suggest that, but people are saying it's going to be unbalanced, it's going to be overpowered, all that kind of stuff. Like, just start off from, I don't know, neutral damage or something like that. Like, yeah, I feel that what would be best, personally, I don't know if this is balanced or not, is to start off from neutral damage times 1, and then you slowly ramp up. So, I am assuming that regular battles should not take 10 turns each. They should take 5 turns each at most, in my opinion. So, maybe over the course of the 5 turns, all 3 of the damage output from all three of these classes even out. Okay, I know it's impossible to kind of scrap the model because of how many things it will break, but the question is, do you want to continue sticking with this outdated 20-turn model forever just because you can't fix it? Or do you want to, just, what, screw it, I'm going to make new items that follow a new model and possibly render 10-20 years worth of equipment useless. Okay, but the thing is, you want people to try out your new equipment. So is it really a bad thing to render the old equipment useless? And that's only a if. A lot of old equipment nowadays, they are still useful even after so many stat changes, so many iterations. Okay, a lot of old items, they are still useful. Why? It's because they have unique effects, unique abilities. It doesn't matter how your stat changes whatsoever, it's not going to change the usefulness of the item. So even if you change this 20-turn model to say like a 10-turn model, is it really going to invalidate years worth of equipment? In my opinion, I don't think so. At least not all of them, but to be fair, most of them don't have a use anyway. We have about like 100 useful items in the game, and then you have like 1,000 items in the game that literally nobody uses. So if they aren't even being used in the first place, does it matter that you're invalidating these, thousands of equipment? You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Like, just keep releasing new equipment based off a new turn model standard. That would be my suggestion. I know it's probably not a popular suggestion to both the devs as well as some of the other players, but I find that it's better than sitting around doing nothing and continue sticking with this obviously outdated model for as long as this game lives. Like, just because you can't fix it doesn't mean you shouldn't attempt to fix it or update it, right? It's a crap model. We all agree with that. We all agree that it's outdated. So why keep using it because you don't have any other choice? You do have a choice. Just release new equipment based off the new model and update some of the older equipment. You don't have to update all of them, just some of them. I'm sure you can make time to upgrade some of them, right? It's not like you have to upgrade 1,000 over old equipment because nobody uses every single equipment in the entire game. Most players use that same 100 items. Let's be honest here, alright? So yeah, and also because it just so happens that we are getting a major stat revamp. The last time we had a major stat revamp, if I'm not wrong, was in 2014. So that was like what, 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. So we don't have a stat revamp very often. So why not take this opportunity? And since they are being draggy over the stat revamp anyways, we are promised it will come out in April. Right now it's the end of June and we still haven't seen the light of the tunnel yet. It's still not out yet. So why not? Might as well just take a bit more time, revamp the whole model and, just make a good one, right? You don't get a big stat revamp every year. I know it's a lot of work, but once every 7 or 8 years, a little bit more work, I think it's worth it. I personally feel it's worth it. Of course, who am I to say how much workload they have, right? I'm not a developer working there, but please, if you're willing to listen, I hope that that's what I feel would be best for the game. One last thing I'd like to add on before I end off the video is that I know there's been a lot of biasness, okay, both from my server and as well as from the other server, and I know people have a lot of stuff against each other, against me as well, but I just want to put this out there that at the end of the day, we all just care about the game. We just want what's best for the game. We don't want the game to die, okay? We want what is fun for us, but we need to strike a balance. By that, I don't mean mathematical balance all the time. Yes, most of the time, or 99% of the time, it should be about mathematical balance, but that 1% of the time, the fun factor, that's what keep players coming back. And you can make the argument that not everybody is going to agree with me, or it's just because I'm viewing it through tinted glasses, because all I'm seeing is people who watch, seeing comments from people who watch my videos or people who are already in my Discord, so naturally they'll support me, right? But no, that's not the case. I do browse a lot of other sites, a lot of other places as well, looking at the comments of casual players, and casual players, to be honest, they just want the game to be fun. They don't really care about these sort of balancing thingies. It can be balanced and it can be fun at the same time, but at the same time, it can a lot of fun stuff has been taken away, I feel, in the name of balance recently. Not to say that a balance isn't necessary, because it is, but sometimes it's too heavy-handed. If it gets too much, it drives people away because you're taking away their fun. And when you take away their fun, players want to stop playing the game. Some people, not everyone is a hardcore player. In fact, majority of games player base, they're all casual players. Okay, unless your game started off as like Dark Souls or something like that, majority of the game's player base are going to be casual players. Players who are not even involved in a community, who don't even know the community exists, who don't watch any YouTube videos, who are not part of any Discords, not part of the forums, all of that. There's a huge portion of the player base out there that we don't know about, that they literally do not care to interact with the community with. These players just want to hop in every once in a while, have fun with the game, or maybe they just thought of revisiting this old game from their childhood. Can you imagine coming back to see that this game is like so, difficult to play? Like, early game experience already sucks. Let's be real here, because of the poor scaling at lower levels. And I don't think that's going to be fixed anytime soon, because it is a huge project and there's a lot of things to update. So until we fix that, maybe you can keep some of the more, I don't know, mathematically OP stuff in there, just to help the casual players get past with some of the content. If you're a hardcore player, you can have your challenge content, and that's where the new void area in the that's where the new challenge area in the void comes in, right? You have your ban list and all that. I feel that that was a good compromise on the staff's part. Keep some of the OP items. One good example was Prime Chaos Orb, because the official reason given was that they couldn't find a way to balance the item without completely changing it or without rendering it useless. So they decided to just keep it in there instead. That, in my opinion, is a compromise. You have a ban list for challenge content, and then some of the more OP items, you let it remain inside of the game for casual players to deal with casual content, who don't want to, spend hours doing the math, who don't want to spend hours figuring out stuff, who just want to roleplay as a not so optimal build, but still be able to beat monsters at the same time. You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Of course, please do stay civilized. And if you guys want a place to chat, discuss with me and other like-minded players, do go ahead and join my Discord server. The link is already on the right hand side of the screen. I will be doing a huge 3-part giveaway once we reach 3,000 subscribers, and one of the parts is going to be on my Discord. You guys also don't want to just join there and stay silent, because there is going to be a level requirement of sorts, okay, for people to join, because I don't want like 100 new people to suddenly just join the Discord for the sake of the content. That'll defeat the purpose, right? I want players to interact. So yeah, join the Discord, get interacting. If you guys need help, need advice, feel free to ask there. Lots of helpful people there. Or if you just want another place to chat with me, I'm always there. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. If you guys liked it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host, Carbon Gaming. Peace out.